Well, good morning, everybody. Everybody having a good day?
No.
Oh, come on. Well, we wanted to take the opportunity to tell you where we are. Obviously, we're going to be with this for a few more hours. The best information that we have, and we'll continue to update that during the day, is that we could expect by the time this is over with an accumulation of 8 to 12 inches. We certainly are fortunate in that the temperature has not dropped below 32. We're around 35 at this stage, which means that while we're getting a lot of precipitation, we also are getting a lot of liquid precipitation and not necessarily snow. So that means that we're having a better time of it than we otherwise might. We expect to have a total, I guess, at the end of the day of about 8 to 10 inches. Again, that will continue to be updated. By 1 o'clock, we may have anywhere from 2 to 4 inches, and then an additional 2 to 4 between 1 and 7 today. The wind will probably continue to increase. At its peak, probably 30 to 35 miles per hour, which will be quite substantial, maybe up to 40 miles an hour. And let me reiterate something that we've said all morning yesterday, and that is the best thing that people in the city can do is to stay off the streets. We obviously have closed the schools. We obviously have closed the government. The federal government is closed. But that should not be an invitation for people to go out and get in a vehicle and then make it more difficult for us to move rapidly with the cleanup operations. We have a number of our cabinet members who are here, all of whom in one way or the other are working on this effort. Terry Bellamy, of course, our DDOT director, Dr. Levin, Dr. Saul Levin, who is our interim director for the Department of Health, Alan Liu, our city administrator, who is obviously dressed for the occasion, white shirt and tie. Thank you, Alan, for being making the rest of us feel bad. Brian Hanlon, who is our director of DGS. Chris Geldart, who is our director of Homeland Security and Emergency Management. And, of course, Bill Howland, who, along with Terry Bellamy, has a key role in helping to be able to move the snow up off the streets. Collectively, we have 458 pieces of equipment, many of which you see around here this morning, that have been deployed. They're all over the city. The Snow Operations Center was activated at 9 o'clock last night, and, of course, will remain active throughout the storm. The the Emergency Operations Center, which is at Martin Luther King Avenue, was activated at 6 o'clock this morning and will remain active throughout the storm as well. We are coordinating with Pepco. Last information I have is that we have no power lines down yet, and of course we hope it stays that way. Pepco has reported that they have over 450 overhead crews that are working to address any issues of downed lines, 300 tree crews, and they have another 300 crews that they've requested mutual assistance with from other areas of the nation. I think Georgia and other areas to the south of us. So that's essentially where we are at this stage, and we'll be happy to take any questions that you all may have at this point. Yes.
Given that the roads are just wet and downtown there's no accumulation yet, do you think there's
Absolutely. I don't have any reservations about it at all. Obviously, the federal government joined with us in making that decision as well. I think, again, I'd rather err on the side of caution than to put people potentially in harm's way.
Mr. Mayor, any thought on declaring snow emergency at this point?
I'm sorry?
Snow emergency at this point?
No, I don't think so, Mike. I mean, we'll make more decisions as we need to as the day unfolds, but obviously right now we've got a lot of rain, and that is actually helping us to sweep away some of the snow that we have in the city at this point.
How's the snow budget, in terms of dealing with it, it's always an issue?
Well, we've had a tremendously large snowfall this winter. I think we're okay, and we'll do what we have to do to make sure that the city continues to be in good shape.
So, but basically, the fact that you haven't had snow for a while, I mean, you're in pretty good shape. Is that,
I think so. I don't know the exact figures, Sam. We could get those for you if you like, but again, one of the things we did now a little more than a year ago was to invest $4.5 million in additional equipment, some of which you are actually seeing today. Some of you saw it when we had the exercise. When was that, Bill? Was that about four months ago? We had the exercise out at RFK?
October 31st.
October 31st. And a lot of that new equipment was then on display then, especially the GPS systems that are helping us better know when streets have been plowed and when they haven't been plowed. So,
contractors, you also contract with private individuals, trucks, things like that?
We do. Bill was saying, which I was about to say also, they haven't been called in yet.
I couldn't hear. We haven't called them in yet. So they're on standby. They're on standby, right?
Because we've gotten so much weather in terms of precipitation, not actual snow.
Can you speak up a bit?
Absolutely. Since we've gotten so much wetness coming out of the sky in terms of rain and melting snow, is there any concern about flooding?
It could be. I don't know. We haven't been. There's nothing yet that would suggest that we should experience flooding conditions, but given the amount of rain that we have with this, and then of course when the snow melts, that certainly could happen. And we'll try to be ready for that. We'll work with WASA, DC Water, because obviously they have responsibility for the catch basins to try to prevent that. Some of that, of course, is by prevented by keeping the basins clean, of leaves, etc. in the first place.
If the city is expecting as many inches as you just said, are you prepping some shelter space in case of power outages?
Yeah, they're always ready. We just haven't activated them yet, but the emergency shelter system is always active, is always ready to be activated. And in the reports that we have generated this morning, it's clear that they haven't been activated as yet.
Hey, just a quick question. I was driving in this morning on 55, came into the district. Broken seems about just like a lot of wet conditions. Looks pretty good. I think a lot of people will probably think that maybe, it's not so bad today. But we're trying to brave these areas and maybe possibly get into some trouble with their vehicles. Really easy. Just takes a little bit of snow just to kind of lose control of the vehicle. If you could just tell us about that and what the concerns for the citizens.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. I mean, I think you've answered your own question in raising it, and that is, let me underscore again that we want people to stay off the streets. Let's say if it starts to drop below 32, we'll obviously get more snow. We'll get some of this precipitation start to ice over, and people don't even necessarily see the patches of ice as they drive down. So again, let me underscore that people should stay home. That's the reason for closing down the schools, for closing down the D.C. government, and of course the federal government, and that is to give people to stay right, the opportunity to stay right where they are. I don't know, Terry, do you want to add anything to that? Okay.
Alan, about the treatment of the roads. Can you tell us more specifically about what the treatment of the roads is?
Yeah, we're spreading rock salt right now. We have done some plowing, but really not much in the district. Earlier, someone had asked about the salt brine. We didn't apply any salt brine because the forecast was for rain first and then followed by snow. And the rain will pretty much wipe out any of the salt brine that we do put down. So we just went straight to rock salt.
All right. Well, we'll try to keep you all updated throughout the day as conditions change, or if they don't change, we'll let you know that they haven't changed. So thank you all very much for coming out. And again, I know you will, but we certainly urge you to report this to our, residents of the city as quickly and as effectively as you possibly can. Thank you all very much.